Hey y'all, I'm now live according to the message here, and for the first time I get to do this live when it's still light outside. I have the worst indoor lighting ever. So I never get to do these go lives in the daytime when I really want to, so that you can see some of what I'm talking about in a better light. Anyway, hold on a second. I just want to have a little music going in this go live, because I'm finna go all the way around the house and back again and tell you how.
8 this Wednesday on Fox.
Hello, hey Big Chef 225, shout out to you. How you doing? I'm doing good. This is my Feel Good Friday video because I feel good. And the reason why I feel good is because I finally am overcoming my own self. Sometimes you could be your own worst enemy and be in sometimes you could be your own worst enemy and be in your own way. And I keep doing these go lives because I can switch from the front facing camera to the back rear facing camera. Okay. Now, what happened to me yesterday is I was procrastinating on I was procrastinating. And let me switch the camera. Alright, here's the task I was procrastinating on. What I had to do here was transfer the data off of this laptop and put it on this hard drive. And I kept on procrastinating. And one of the things, when you clear out the clutter in your life, you begin to see why you do some of the things you do. So what happened to me yesterday is that I did some of everything besides this actual task. And I was pissed because it's still staring back at me having not done it. And one of the things I did, I had a little bit too much fun on Facebook talking about this very thing, shaking my butt, doing everything but this task. And I kept trying to figure out why. What? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna try to get through this the best way I can, because I got anyway, I'm probably gonna have to move up out this room, because this is where it's the worst connection. But anyway, just wanted to give y'all a view of this was the little thing. Whoops. Anyway, this is the thing that derailed my progress today. Let me get on out of here, because I'm going to keep losing the connection. Anyway, I just wanted you to see that so I could explain myself about why it was so important to me to tell this part of my life story. One way I use to cope with something that I really don't want to do is to do something else I like less. And yesterday I paid a heavy price for it, because instead of me doing that boring technical computer test, man, every time I go in my room, I lose my connection. I'm trying to stick it out somewhat, a little bit in this kitchen. Okay, back to me. Trying to get me out the way of my own success. I felt down because when I woke up this morning, I didn't feel good at all, because that little bit of having fun, shaking my butt, that was enough to wear me out. So I didn't finish that computer task in there. Got up this morning. I got up in time, but I didn't complete my planned things to do, which was going to physical therapy, and I had another bus scheduled to take me to Walmart. Well, I was about to get depressed because of that, because I did something I didn't have to do. I felt guilty, and I never would admit this publicly to anyone. It's just that the biggest lies we tell are the ones we tell ourselves. So I would have known, even if I didn't tell you, I would have known why the hell I didn't take care of my business today. And because I'm trying to be honest with myself, honestly, what I did was play around too much on Facebook and ran out of gas. And so when I woke up this morning, I felt like crap. I didn't feel like going to no physical therapy. I didn't get enough sleep, because even when I got off Facebook, here come my son late night. He talking about the stuff that... Anyway, my son came in. That was more distraction. He talking about what's on his mind. Now, I was all ears to what he had to say, because what he had to say was that he found a place to stay so he can fly on out this nest. And I can be an empty nester once again. It ain't like he really here, but his stuff is here. And when I'm trying to declutter my life, his stuff is in the way, making me feel like I ain't making progress. So we had words. It was good words, but still, nonetheless, I wasn't getting sleep, and so I didn't really sleep much at all last night. And when I woke up this morning, I felt like crap, pure crap. Not a good thing. But it's always a life lesson to those events like that. And I realized one reason why I was resenting having to do that task that I keep procrastinating on is that wasn't in my plan. It was just dropped on me into my life, because when I first asked for a second installation of Microsoft Office, the vocational rehabilitation people said, no problem, you have to get approved for it. I got approved for it, and all of a sudden it became a problem. Now I had to return the computer that I got in order to get it, and I just wasn't ready for that, because my entire plan was based solely around clearing the clutter in my house and not the clutter on my computer. That's all. That computer is a whole nother other area of clutter that I wasn't trying to deal with, especially not before, over and above the clutter in my house. So I couldn't really enjoy my success, because here I was faced with this mess that I just didn't want to deal with. So I did everything but that. Now that I know that's what I was doing, I decided to quit fighting my own self and really finalize the things that I wanted to finalize in my house, as far as clearing, having order, and not having chaos in my mind, just all over the place, not knowing what to do. And as my daughter accuses me of, don't have an end game. I just always go around waiting for things to happen instead of actually plan for things to happen. So I finally got to the point where I wanted to be, and this is one of them. I wanted to wait for my son to use his elbow grease on that stove, but I had to face the fact that I'm not always going to have somebody around for the hard stuff, and I have to figure out a way to do things on my own without no help. And the funny story here, you see how this spoon is sitting up here? I had a tool that you put on the stove so I wouldn't have to get all that mess on the stove. And it's a funny thing on the way to clearing up your life and cleaning out chaos where you find stuff. Now when I finished putting up all my dishes, washing and putting them all up, I still couldn't find that thing. I ain't know what happened to it. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. My family. My family, my family, my family. The thing that I bought, look at that. That is grease, old grease. My family just dropped it inside of there and did not care. And I would have been looking for that thing forever, not knowing what the heck happened to it, or thought somebody threw it away. Instead, it fell in the grease. So it's time for that grease to get up out of here too. But I was just frustrated with the fact that I couldn't find it before now. And I just had to laugh at myself and my family when I discovered where it was lost at. Lost in the old grease. Which don't make no sense. I don't see how anybody in my family made that mistake and dropped it down in the grease. But that's exactly what happened. So, on to the next thing. I got to get my ladies replanted. Because this window and them Dixie cups ain't going to do. They growing on out of that. Been growing out of that. And I should have had them transplanted. But the chaos in my life inside made me delayed in progress on that. I'm going to try not to make this one too long. But I just wanted to update my status and tell y'all I feel good. Even though I felt like crap this morning, I feel real good about myself. Because I accomplished some things that have long been a problem for me in this house. And also, I'm going to give y'all an overview of the next projects I'm going to tackle. I don't think you can see that. Let me get a light. Shed some light on this situation. Now this Go Lab would be perfect if I didn't have to deal with connection issues. Anyway, that's my enclosed porch that I had cleared out, believe it or not. But family have a way of filling it up with their stuff. And so now I got a bunch of family stuff taking up my storage space that I now want to turn into a greenhouse. So that's my next journey. And the journey things that I learned about myself in this one is, here go an example. I was getting ready to throw this out. Why? Because it's in a garbage bag. That doesn't work for me. And I discussed in my other video why just putting stuff in crates. Okay, I explained in my other video why putting stuff in a bunch of crates, that didn't work for me either. I have to have clear crates. So the way that I have my room organized now, my clothes are in clear crates over there. So I can see right through them exactly which what each crate contains. And then these colored ones I have organizing my towels, which that system works. And the only reason why these crates are in my room is still in the closet, in my closet, newly clear. And the only reason why I don't have those crates in my closet, I'm proud of that too, it's cleared out and got plenty of room for more stuff. Is I was pranking my son. He had 2 TVs, and I sort of stole the second one. It was behind here, and hid it. And I was gonna tell him I had to sell it to pay the light bill, because I wanted to put pressure on him to understand how important life bills are, and that you just can't buy the stuff you want on payday, that bills come first. And so I was going to go into this whole long story about how I pawned the TV, woo woo woo. But he went nuts. He fell for a hook, line, and sinker, and kept on pressing me for, where's it at? What happened to TV? What happened? I know you didn't carry it nowhere, so it got to be somewhere close. He ended up finding it. I hid it behind those colored crates in my room. It was a good prank. It was good and fun while it lasted. I had a good laugh off of it. But he got the point. And I'm bringing up that story to tell a life story that I learned about the nest. You got some birdies that's having a hard time flying the coop. It's a life lesson I learned with my son when he was younger. Now my son, he was a handful. He's one of those what they call behaviorally challenged, and he would, frequently get kicked out the classroom because he had a smart mouth. It wasn't so much where he was violent or always getting in fights. He just had a mouth. He always talked back to the teachers, always had something to say, always thought he knew anything. And that came out very clear early on in his academic career. So in the first grade, he got suspended. And, sorry, excuse me, y'all, I want to wash my hands. I got all that grease on my hands. Had to reach in that grease to get my utensil. That's crazy, y'all. Anyway, back to the story. He had like a 3-day suspension, and I was pissed off because at that time I was a contract worker, so I didn't get paid for days off. So if he was suspended, that means I had to stay home with him because I didn't have daycare. School was daycare. I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have family that lived in the same town, all that woo woo woo. Anyway, I said, y'all don't understand. I told those school teachers, y'all don't understand that he's winning. When y'all suspend him, you giving him what he want. What he don't want to be is in this classroom with y'all. So when y'all suspend him, he happy. Because the one thing he wanted was me. And that's what he got. He got me, and he got out the classroom where he didn't want to be. So he did whatever he could to achieve that goal. And sorry, y'all got to deal with my disconnection problems. Therefore, the punishment wasn't so much of a punishment. That was a reward for him. All he had to do was cut up in class. Y'all suspended him, and he get with his way. So I was fed up. I said, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna take him. Oh, the boy is back. I'm just gonna homeschool him. And I was ready to storm out the office. And the vice principal stopped me and said, well, you don't want to do that. That you end up being a truant problem. You know, you don't want them problems. And I explained to her why, this suspending him all the time ain't working. And she said, well, what you got to do is make home a little less homey. Make it a little more prickly. And I had to think about that because even my kids say, when I gave them all the chance to tell me what's the worst thing about me, the worst thing they said about me is that I'm too nice. So my kids could always come up with better punishments than what I would ever think of, because I just don't think that same thought process. What could I do to make things tough? Well, this time when he came home, since I had to miss work, I was around there saying no pay, no play. So he couldn't turn the TV on. He couldn't pick up no toys. Anything he tried to do, I kept saying no pay, no play. No pay, no play. And by the time that suspension was over, he couldn't wait to go to school Monday morning. So that's where the TV came in. I was trying to prank him around here because I'm trying to make things a little bit more prickly. And even the real birdies in nature, they do the same thing. Because I remember we had a bird's nest under our porch. And me and my husband, both of us was too wussy to mess with them birds while they was in it. But we hated that bird nest under our porch. And then coincidentally, we went to church, and the sermon it was talking about the same thing, about how the grown-up birds will, make the nest more prickly, where the baby birds don't want to hang around. They get on and fly, get on with the business of flying, flap their wings. And here we are, we thinking about, when is our opportunity to go get that from under the porch? And before we could go and even attempt to do that, that nest was gone. Because we seen the little birds when they was born, and we called them the gangster birds because they rolled, like a crew. And they was just a nuisance on our nerve, but we called them gangster birds. But we looked up, and that nest was gone. That's because the birds don't play. They make the nest, they feed you for a little while, and when it's time to go, birds don't keep that nest going with an open door policy like us humans do. So here in my house, I've been decluttering, but my boy on my nerve that he ain't gone yet, so I've been making things prickly for him. And the TV was me irritating him, so he'll get tired of being here. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. And he don't know that, but that's what I'm doing. Because he really ain't doing nothing wrong or outrageous or thing that would make me mad enough to just kick him out, because he really is big help to me. But hey, Seattle girl, what's happening? Girl, I'm just trying to explain my situation, because I feel good today, because I got out my own way. And I'm just talking about a story I was telling about my son, trying to get him out the nest, child. He a mama's boy to his heart. He can't help himself. He really don't want to leave, but I want him to go, cause mama need a life. And it's not any animosity. I ain't mad or he doing something just outrageously wrong that I just can't stand him being here. I just know that it needs to happen, cause he won't be the man he need to be in life if I don't forced the issue. In fact, even when I moved here from where I was at, that was my life lesson, because I didn't understand why God had me leave. That was a house I wanted to live at the rest of my life. And yeah, he definitely a mama's boy. I did not want to move, and I prayed, and I did all kinds of things to try to, get a job, get work, just all kinds of things to make it happen so I could stay in the house that I was in before I moved here to Springfield. And I just did not know why God would not allow that to happen for me. And people were saying, that's not the only house. And I resented somebody saying that to me, because to me that was my dream, and it was like, you shooting down my dream. That's not the only house. Well, that was my dream, to have that house, and I just saw my dream just go away. And it was a hurting thing. And I just prayed, and when I pulled off the driveway in the moving truck, a still small voice said, you have to do this so your voice can become a man. And it was true. My son didn't believe I was moving. It didn't really click in that I'm really moving from this house until he saw me take the big screen. He went on and got independent at that point. Hey girl, y'all just bear with me, because my connection keep on disconnecting. I'm still gonna hang in here till I finish this little story. So y'all know I've been trying to declutter my life, and I'm very proud of the progress I have made. And this was like one of the last things left, piles like that was piles that I didn't unrecognizable piles. Until I investigated, I realized it's a pile of dirty clothes that I do actually wear. I was happy to find, but I would have thrown it out. Why? Because it's in a garbage bag. That ain't working for me. So I got a real laundry bag that I can see through, so that I will realize that's not garbage. But anyway, that story about getting your nesters out the nest, it has to happen now. I'm making things prickly around here. This is my little note to myself. Prickly. I'm making things prickly around here so Mr. Man won't be comfortable. And it's working, because yesterday he came and told me he found a place. So I'm praying for him that he gets it and get out my house so I can have a life. Anyway, like I said, I didn't want to make this one too long. Not like the 2-hour one I did for the other video, but I'm just making headway. And hey, good evening, Sylvine. I'm making progress, y'all, and I feel good. I just wanted to come on here and be a feel-good video for Friday. Cleaning out the clutter and chaos in your life, it absolutely changes your life. I feel so good now because I found all the things I needed to find to take care of my business, made all the phone calls I needed to make to get my life straight and recover from me shaking my butt yesterday because I was avoiding a task I didn't want to do and created new problems for myself. I'm on there having fun on Facebook, and you know, my following don't get to see that other part. I don't have that on film, how I felt like shit this morning and didn't want to get up and do a damn thing. And my son kept me up a little bit later too. That added to it. So I didn't take care of going to the PT, and I felt bad about myself, but because I continue to press forward and not worry about myself being in the way of myself, I got out the way, said, girl, keep on going, don't stop. And I didn't. So I got some things, serious things that I was trying to get done, finished. Yeah, like that one. I'm getting ready to replace those two. And see, this is one example. These rugs been laying here, and I keep walking past it now. They finna go into operation. That's the one I want down. I like it all the way better than any of these two options. I'm gonna let my child have his. So my child, he can have the car rag back. And this one, I'm gonna give it a good cleaning. And I'd much rather have that on the wall as a wall decoration instead of a useless rug that's not really working for me. Get that out of here. Yeah. So, yeah. Now I have a workstation here where I could finish up my plants when I get up tomorrow. I won't be feeling like I got a bunch of other things to do. I can go straight to the plants. So yes, I feel good, and sure gonna reward myself. Finna reward myself now for a job well done. Proud, proud, proud of myself. That's something I haven't been able to say in a long time. I was always waking up depressed about something because I just could never seem to get enough of the things I needed to do done because I was constantly battling with pain and fatigue. But after I saw the lady who has the channel My New Me, that's the name of her channel, she also deals with chronic illnesses and had to deal with a big major declutter, clearing up her house situation. That was inspiration to me, and I see now that it's always a work in progress, that you don't really just get to the point. Rare do you get to that point where you just don't have anything to do, but I'm pretty getting damn close around here to the point where household tasks only take a few minutes instead of all day. I'm proud of that, y'all. I'm really, really, really proud of that. So, yes, gonna put one in the air. Because I just don't care. And yes, it's been a good day and I'm blessed. I took care of all my business. I'm really, really happy about that. Doctor's appointments, even bills, girl. Doctors will sure slip some bills in on you quick. I got a bill in the mail today. The balance due was $10. They had the nerve to add a $15 late fee. I was like, first of all, how come I got a $10 balance when my insurance cover this came? Oh, well, miss, you didn't, your insurance didn't cover all of it. I said, well, I have a secondary insurance that's supposed to cover whatever the first insurance don't cover. When they looked it all up, they saw that I had that secondary insurance. But they sure tried to. That's what's wrong with the medical field. How they gonna charge a 15? Y'all know it's good. How they gonna charge a $15 late fee on a $10 charge? I said I could have walked to y'all establishment and gave y'all $10, okay? I ain't never get no bill, but I got a bill with a late fee. Really? I did challenge that one. Trust and believe it. But it's behind me, and when they found the secondary insurance, oh, well, you don't have to worry about that. You can disregard the bill. Now, if I didn't disregard it, if I did just pay bills on it automatically, I wasn't so poor, that would have been a quick $25. They didn't even deserve to get tacking $15 late fee. The nerve. Ooh, the nerve. Oh my God, the nerve. The medical field. That's why I'm so glad I'm legal now. So when they stress me out, these medical peoples who don't do shit for you but send you bills, overpriced bills, I got something to de-stress from that hot mess. Yes. Cheers. Now I'm finna kick back. I'll come back on here and chitty chat with a subject, but I was still on this declutter and chaos thing. But I am proud now. Things is clear. Like that table. I ain't never seen the top of that table since I've been living here. That's a shame. But yeah, it looked like you actually can do some artistic things there now. And y'all, I'm finna start making a mango soda, hopefully, with my mangoes and ginger. And I'll let y'all know how it come out. I don't want to, say tutorial, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's going to be my first time. But you live and learn. And so I'm going to try that, because I'd like to make my own drinks too. Because I'm already growing my own meds, so it'd be great if I could get that straight. Mangoes is my favorite fruit too. And fermented fruit is very good for you. I didn't realize how good it was for you till I did my little research. So child, I don't know what spot in my house would be the consistent, because I even went outside and it's still disconnected. Anyway, I ain't finna let that stress me out either. Yes. So, peace and love until I see y'all again in the next video. Alright now. Thanks for coming. I appreciate y'all friendship a lot. Y'all just don't know. Y'all keep me inspired to keep on keeping on. I get by with a little help from my friends. Hey, I get high with a little help from my friends. Wanna try with a little help from my friends. Yeah.